Captain Skidmore again from AGS. Today we're going to talk about the assignment subsystem. So as you can see, we're on the EDAS main menu. I need you to navigate to the left side of your screen. Please place your cursor there where it blinks at Enter Option Desired and enter A and press Enter. Now you're in the assignment subsystem menu. Today we're going to talk about the assignment query menu and the assignment special instructions query menu. First things first, assignment query. So please, where the cursor is on your left hand side next to Enter Option Desired, enter a Q and press Enter. This is the assignment selection screen or the assignment query screen. I'd like to navigate you to this screen. So at the top left, you're going to see the code for this screen. You're also going to see it's spelled out exactly which screen you're in. On the left-hand side, you'll see the time, the date. There are a couple of different ways to navigate this screen. First, you can enter an 8-digit or letter character control and serial number. It's a fancy word for saying a requisition number. The middle, you could use someone's social security number, or lastly, you can use a combination of single or range values. These screen names all have a base subject matter. What does that mean? Well, RQCNSN means requisition number. It's the same as searching up here. Here, just lets you search for 2 of them instead of 8. Your MOS. Remember, you're looking for base in the screen names, these basic characters. So MOS in the middle, this is an MOS entry. PLSN, your pay level or pay grade level. An SQI, your SQI, ASI, language, and so on and so forth. You might recognize DML and DMSL entries here. The biggest contributor to the output of this screen, though, is the incoming I. Your output, when you think of coming to the assignment query and running a query for enlisted management, is I want to know my gains. If you say receive a gains roster and maybe all you have are requisition numbers, you would come to the screen and enter the requisition numbers given to you on that roster. Let's say you receive a roster and you only have socials. You can come here to the screen and enter those socials there. Let's say you don't have any of that data and you just want to know what's out there that may be coming to you. I say what, but I mean who. You come to the single or range values and you can enter your personal DML for your unit or DMSL for your unit. Simply put an I where it says incoming I and you would get everyone that's on gain to you at that specific time. Remember, EDAS is a live system. So you're going to get results as of that day. To demonstrate this, I'd like to do a series of queries. So let's say we received a gains roster and all we received was social security numbers. You can enter that social here, 072349 086. Now we're in a training database right now, or I should say training classroom right now. So some of these socials are going to look really funky to you. Some of this information is scrambled. You might be looking at a person's real file, but it's been changed in several ways to protect their personal information. Once you enter a social security number, press enter. Because I entered a social, I'm only going to get one record. The incoming with an I function is better used when you're using single or range values. I would like to see a OneLine report. I'd like to see a screen display, and I only want one copy. You're going to press enter again. Here is my OneLine report. Well, what is that? Well, it tells me a little bit about the person. So I already knew the person's social, but the one line gives me their requisition number. It also gives me the MOS or RQPRCE associated with that requisition. And then it gives me what their PPSPQE really is. In other words, what's their code? For enlisted, what you have is the MOS, the SQI or ASIs, and then language, the YY identifier. And then again, it restates their social so that you know you did the correct query. Let's say that I want to know some more details about this person's entry or travel to my unit. Where it says DTL, you're simply going to place a Y. Now at the bottom of the screen, again, I am not telling you anything you cannot read at the bottom of the screen for yourself. You enter a Y in detail when you want to know more detail about the personnel. You can also subsequently enter a Q here where it says E under special instructions. Please press enter. This is really important. The white on this screen is the requisition data. The blue on this screen is the personnel data. It's really important when you're looking at gains information for soldiers to differentiate between the two. In other words, this is what was built and required, and this is who the soldier member or what the soldier member's data actually is in the blue. Here you're being given a series of information. We now know that that soldier's name is Jamal Jackson, and we know what unit he's coming from, first ID. We also know that he is an 88 Mike whose P level is a 4, so he matches the requisition in those respects. However, he's missing the SQI that the requisition asked for, which was a papa. That and a number of facts are listed here. This is how you find out that information. I'd like to return to the screen, however, so that we can try to run a different query, the same query a different way. So where it says where next, I'd like you to please type in, I'd like you to actually just press the F3 button. Or type in AQ at the where next. Our F keys seem not to work today. So let's say that we're now going to enter some single or range values. So we're going to use the bottom of this screen to search our games roster. Well, we're going to enter what we know. So let's say this particular unit that we're in Well, let's narrow it down to our DMSL. So let's say we're in 2-1 Mike. And we'd like to know all incoming personnel. And let's narrow it down to an MOS. Let's say that we're looking for 11 Bravos. And let's say that we're only looking for E7s. Press enter. And press enter. So what did I do? Well, I searched for a combination of single values that are on orders to my unit. I searched for 11 Bravos who are E7s that are possibly on gain to 21 Mike, which is 2nd BCT, 10th Mountain Division. And then I put in an I in the incoming. What I'm looking at are the results of that question. There are 11 people, according to EDAS, that are currently on gain to 2nd BCT, 10th Mountain Division that meet the criteria I entered. It's just that easy. Now, if you'd like to know more about each one of these personnel, you would do the same thing that I showed you before. We'd go to the DTL and we'd place a Y, and then we'd press enter. Now we know that one of those soldiers is Christopher Ritchie. Remember, the white text on your screen is the requisition data that was required, and the blue text on your screen is the soldier member data given. You return back to where next, AQ, and press enter. We are now concluding the assignment selection screen.